Six mornings a week, this is where you'll find Danny. Training is about 10 k's up and back, and his training pace is about 30 strokes per minute. That means he's putting his oars in the water 1,800 times every session.
Yeah, when I first get up in the morning, I used to first quickly check outside to see what the weather was doing, but like one of my coaches said, if you're worried about getting wet, you're in the wrong sport. It is nicer on a nice day, but it doesn't matter if it's raining or rain, hail or shine, we're out there training.
Every training day is different, and today, Danny and his coach work on quick, strong starts.
Yeah, I had my accident back on the 27th of January 99. I was looking after two forestry crews at the time, and we had a falling machine coming in the next day to get timber on the ground for both crews, but one of them needed some more just to get through that day, so I needed to go falling for half the day. So I went up, found a nice creamy piece of bush and headed up to go falling. I was just about finished my first tank of gas and had a look at my saw, got enough for one more and sort of started walking over to the next tree. There was a rotten tree standing probably 6 or 8 metres behind the line of trees where I was working, and the vibration of the trees that I was falling caused it to tip over. It hit me from the side, knocked me over, and as I was sort of falling down to my knees, I could hear my back breaking. If it had landed on me and it had been under the tree, or it could have easily killed me, or I could have been trapped under the tree with a lot more injuries than what I had.
Coach Norm Charlton is wrapped with Danny's performances so far this year.
I just got to keep working on the straight arm. And
well, that left hand is washing out quite easily, so you need to keep working on that.
Keep it high. What do you reckon the main differences are between coaching me and coaching an able-body rower, no?
Possibly the recovery fact, that we need more time to recover.
So it was a bit of a quick learning curve for us last year, wasn't it?
It was, yep.
At National Champs this year at Ruataniwha, it was the first time Danny's been to Ruataniwha. There's time that day against the rest of the good athletes that raced that day. Danny was right amongst it.
I pretty much knew straight away that it was a spinal cord injury, and there's not a lot you can do about it. There's fear and you're scared because you haven't been found yet, you're just lying there. If you could turn back time, you would, there and then, but you can't, so you've just got to deal with the situation. For me, it was just getting through that time till someone got there. Yeah, I think I did a lot of my grieving in that hour in the bush. Like, I'd almost come to grips with, like, yeah, an hour is a long time, and I guess I just wanted to carry on, move forward. 2 young children and a partner at home. You think about them and just trying to control the pain. This wasn't going to keep me down, and just made a vow there and then to just carry on.
After his accident, Danny was not content to be an also-ran. Less than 2 years after he started rowing, he is one of the top athletes in Rowing New Zealand's elite squad. In competitive rowing, a mathematical formula is used to compare performances from athletes with different abilities and rowing in different conditions.
You can see the wind gusting down the lake there, it's quite strong, so it's going to be slow times.
He's shown that he's been consistent, and he's where he should be, and he's holding his hand up to say that he's the best in the country, so he's doing everything right.
Rowing is also the poster sport for inclusion.
With adaptive rowing, there's 3 different categories. There's a 4, which is mixed, 2 men, 2 women, with minimal disabilities, like a below knee, or I think it's 3 fingers missing on one hand, that sort of thing. And then there's the double, which is also mixed, and that's trunk and arms. So they have full use of their trunk, so that might be double amputees or single leg amputees. And then there's my category, which is the arms and shoulders category. We have to have a strap at nipple height around our chest to stop us, so it is only arms and shoulders only. And we also have to have the pontoons on the side of the boat for stability. And with the pontoons, they have to be, when the boat's sitting in still water, both pontoons have to just be touching the water. So that's checked before each international regatta, and they will, the coach and myself always make sure that it's legit anyway, so that when we do go out to race or train, that we're training in the same conditions that we'd race in.
Danny chose rowing as his competitive sport because of the strength, physicality and perseverance it demands.
I'm a guy, I'm kinesthetic, I'm hands-on. I try not to overthink the brain too much. I switch on when it's race time, or half an hour before the race when we get on the water. I try and switch on then. I try not to dwell too much about it beforehand.
The first night when I was in hospital, the surgeon came up to me and said that he was going to operate on me that night. And I just said to him that I just wanted him to be straight up with me the next day and let me know exactly what the prognosis was and what the chances were. And he came and saw me the next morning and said the operation was a success, but there's a high probability that you'll never walk again. I didn't really know what to expect. I'd never met anybody in a wheelchair before and didn't really, I'd seen them around and that, but hadn't really taken a lot of notice, I guess. I found out from the nurses and that I'd just be heading up to the spinal unit once the injury was stable, and that's where all the rehab would start and get back on my feet, so to speak. Yeah, I was out of the spinal unit in 6 weeks, and I was pretty strong and fit, and the transfers and all that side of it were pretty easy to pick up. Probably wasn't doing them technically perfect, but got through on brute strength and perseverance. Yeah, since my accident I've done so much. Like, I've travelled to so many places. I've represented New Zealand in 2 sports, basketball and now rowing, and I was captain of the basketball team, and first time I got into the team, and just the people I've met and the places I've been, and I think it's just, it's been a great journey really. Don't really recall thinking about work a lot. But in the weeks and that followed, I did, and my boss had said straight away that they'll, after I'd had the operation and that I'll have a job for you and you don't have to worry about that side of things.
So we know you're a safety officer, but what does that mean, and what's your hands-on day-to-day approach?
The main part of my job, I guess, is making sure that the guys get home safe and sound every day. To me, that's a big part of it. I had my accident working in forestry and don't want what happened to me to happen to anybody else. And we have what they call a hierarchy of controls, and you either try to eliminate the risk, isolate it, or minimise it.
I guess you have all these procedures in place, but how do you stop that happening?
It's all about the training and selecting the right person to do the right job. Tree falling would be one of the most dangerous jobs in the forest, and it's making sure that when we send someone up, that we know that they're competent, that they can do the job properly, that they've been trained correctly to do that job. And then we also do regular auditing and that on the guys that are falling all the time to make sure they are doing everything as they're meant to. Out of the car so many friggin' times.
It's an interesting terrain, man. You don't need the mountain bike tyres?
Oh, I don't hop out too often, eh? So, so I don't really need them out at work too often, but I have got a set at home if I do need them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now we're here, we have to go and sign in?
Yeah, we'll go and sign in, and then we'll catch up with Luke, who's going to go and pull some trees and say good day to the boys and make sure everything's going all right.
Perfect. So how often do you get out of the office and down here, man?
Most days I get out to one of the crews or to one of the places that I do health and safety. So it's pretty good.
How many crews do you have on the go?
We've got 2 of our own crews, but I also do health and safety for another 3 crews, 3 forestry crews, plus a couple of workshops.
Right. So a lot of guys that you've got to know and know what they're up to.
You've got to be safe, eh? So health and safety is a pretty big part in all industry these days.
Yeah, really hands-on, eh? That's the biggest thing I seem to notice. You're dealing with the guys, talking to them every day.
Yeah, and just making sure they're not doing anything silly, something that might have just slip past their attention and yeah. First thing is get some food and that into me, and usually an hour before training is the recommended time to have food. So get some food into me and then head off. That was one of the biggest learning curves, I think, when I met with the nutritionist. I think I was eating the right foods, but it was more about eating them at the right times. It's about fuel before training and then the right foods afterwards to recover so you can train again in the afternoon.
Today is a critical day for Danny on his campaign to qualify for the elite squad.
Oh yeah. What do you reckon out there? Yeah. Nasty side wind, eh?
Be nasty.
Yeah. I think being a bushman helped me for the rigours of rowing. It's a big thing when you're still able to focus on the task you're doing when you're physically fatigued. You're still mentally onto it. Like falling trees 5 days a week, 8 hours a day. Come Friday afternoon, you're getting pretty tired physically, but mentally you still have to be switched on to make sure that you're still doing everything properly. And I think rowing's the same. You still have to be mentally switched on to make sure you're still doing everything right to that last second, that last metre to get across that line and try and get in front of everyone else.
Forestry is one of New Zealand's biggest industries, but it's more than just an industry. It's like it's got its own culture where physicality and strength reign supreme. For the guys working here, this is more like a way of life, but it's a way of life that comes with a risk. So, mate, tell me, what's it like working here in the forest?
Oh, it's primo working out in the forest, just always outdoors. It's a mean physical job too, keep fit doing it.
And it's awesome to see Danny down here doing his thing. What's he like as a safety officer?
Oh, he's primo, he's a good guy. If you want something to be done, you got to make sure it gets done for you. If you got a problem here, he'll sort it out for you.
And the fact that he's been there and done that, I guess?
Yeah, because he was in the bush for a long time before he got hurt, so he knows what it's like to be out here in the rain and all that.
The fact that you had such a serious injury and now you're back as a safety officer, is there a sense of irony there?
I guess there is a little bit of irony. It's a bit of a hard case, but it's something that I'm passionate about, and I wouldn't want what happened to me to happen to anyone else, so in that respect it's probably a good thing.
So having been there and done that, do the guys respect you more?
I think it's positive. Like, they know, because I worked in forestry before, I know the ins and outs, and I know when they're trying to pull a wool over my eyes, and I know what's going on, and I get a positive reaction. It's pretty good.
How important was it for you to get back into the industry?
It was something that I really like. I love the industry, so it was important for me to be able to continue doing it. Like, I could have gone into other industry, but it is something that I love, so it was pleasing and rewarding to get back into it.
And we'll just go in our assigned lanes. C4, 4 for the double, and Dan, did you have a lane assigned?
I think nerves are good. They do get your heart rate up and they get you thinking about what you're doing. Just before the race I will just try and breathe and just really concentrate on the process then and there, not what the result's going to be. When I'm sitting on the line, I just think about breathing, maybe visualising the start. Big powerful long strokes, short choppy strokes, and then lengthening out. I'm trying to get the boat going fast.
Hey mate, just in time to drench your calves, eh?
Yeah, we'll go down and give them a bit of drench.
Excellent. What do you got there, man? What's the broomstick for?
Oh, I've got short arms, and I have to tape the drench container onto the end of the pole so I can pour it onto the backs of the cows.
A bit of Kiwi ingenuity.
Yeah, well, matter of having to really, eh? The kids are good too, they help out as well, but it's still good to be able to do it myself if I have to.
When Danny's not in the forest or on the water, he's in his element on the farm.
Just head over to the shed.
My life is ridiculously busy. Like, it's just, there's never a dull moment, you know, and I don't get to sit down very often, and I don't get much rest, but that's just the way I like it, and I wouldn't change it for the world.
Good times on the grass, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, you guys go and grab them.
Alright, bro, just tell me where to go.
Yeah, we'll just see which way they come back. But we head out the front here.
See which way the calves are going to go?
Yeah. The kids go and grab them.
So you got a bit of land, mate. What was, how long you had it, I guess, and what was the motivation behind getting it?
Oh, Kiwi dream, isn't it? To own your own, own home and then your own piece of land. Come on.
Too easy, mate.
Push the gate, Buddha.
Been here since 2002 and love it out here.
Oh, might have carried on. Just a bit premature on the gate opening, bro.
It's all right.
Been away from the farm too long. Although Danny comes across as a staunch Waikato man of the land, his kids reveal the other side of him.
Man, I'm just a pushover for those kids, eh? Like, I'd do anything for them, and I just love them so much, you know? Yeah, definitely. And that's part of that balance. Like, maybe you got the harder side of me, but the kids are definitely the softer side of me. I mean, I'd do anything for them. I'd drop anything, you know, to do. And I've always said that, like, later on, you guys ever need anything, you ring me, I'm there. And that's how it is. They're sort of like, yeah, they're my life, really.
Too easy, mate.
Wow, finally.
Oh. So I know it's been 12 years, but looking back, did you have to reinvent yourself?
I don't think I've had to reinvent myself because, I've been, like you say, I've been in a chair for 12 years. So I think your thought process is different. You don't think, oh, I can't do that. You just work a way out to do it. You don't. So I think it's just changed my thought process, and if I don't ever think negatively. I always try and think positively about something.
If you show me how it's done, I'll have a crack at the second one.
Yeah, mate. Your arms are longer too, you can get the back one.
Sometimes things do take longer, but there is usually a way around it, you know, like even just taping the bottle of pouring onto a stick so you can get the right reach.
Just like that.
And it's just a real simple fix once you think about it. And I think that's all you have to do is just think simple, and things usually come good.
There must have been some dark times, and what was that like, and how did you get through it, really?
Yeah, I guess there was some down times, but one bit of advice I would give is to ask questions and to talk to people about any issues that you have. I just remember when I first started playing wheelchair basketball, just talking to those athletes and other guys playing basketball. I mean, firstly, it motivated me, seeing other guys in chairs with similar disabilities doing so much and being so mobile and all that. But any little problem that I had, whether it's just a urinary infection or anything, you just talk to them about it and they go, oh, that's no problem, you just do this. Or, you know, you just learn so much talking with other people with similar disabilities.
A lot of people are pushing for spinal cord research. Where do you sit with that?
I think it's good if it happens and maybe when it happens, but I'm not going to be sitting around waiting for it to happen. I'm going to live my life just the same that I am now. I'm not going to do anything different. And I'd like to see it, a few people have come out the other side of it and see what results they get before I put my hand up or before it was something that I was going to chase.
How's that, man?
Goldie, just like a pro. The starter will call me up to the line, and then he'll go tension, and then as soon as he sees row, all hell breaks loose, and then I just give it to it, like I just give it everything, trying to get the boat up and moving as fast as we can. In a race like that, it's more about survival and just getting through it. But it's still good to have a blowout and to get out there and row, and you've got to be able to row in all the conditions, and yeah, we train in conditions like that, but it is different racing in them.
How he's going, but there's a hell of wind out there.
Still maintain.
good rower needs to know technique, use strategy, and has to be in shape. But what it takes to win races is the ability to reach inside and pull out something to keep you going when you have nothing left to give. It takes guts, and Danny has plenty of it.
You hit the yellow buoys and it's 100 metres to go, and you just give it everything, and you don't want to leave anything out on the water, so you just give everything, and then you can just feel a lactic acid in your arms and then everything in your chest, and it's just building up and everything's just so tight. And then when you hear the beep to say you've gone across the line, you just stop, everything stops, and you can't even hardly lift your arms up, and it's just, yeah, you can't even pick the oars up. It's just, you just know you've left everything out there, and that's all you can really do.
Despite racing against a double, he came in only a fraction of a second behind them. A good race, but will it be enough to qualify? All Danny's regatta times, together with his time trial time, will be considered for qualification.
Danny medalled at the World Rowing Champs, of course, so he's expected to get through. But by the same token, at the beginning of the season, Rowing New Zealand basically say to the athletes, well, all bets are off. You now need to prove that you've still got the skills, still got the drive, still got the determination before they'll carry them through. Today is very much a make it or break it for a lot of them, and if they don't get over the hurdle today, they don't get into the squad.
So it looked fairly graceful from where I was sitting, but how does it feel out there?
Yeah, I don't know if graceful is quite the word, but it is. It's good to be out there, and I enjoy it.
Every time you're out there, you're really pushing that pain barrier?
Yep, no pain, no gain. So yeah, push myself pretty hard each time.
It's obviously just you on the boat. It's a fairly isolating sort of sport, but it's isolating from the rest of the world too. There's a lot more regattas in Europe. Yeah,
and that's the problem in New Zealand, is that we've got no one else in my category. At least we've got a double to row against now, but it would be nice to have a training partner or even someone that was coming up. So when I finish, they're up to a decent level where they can just carry on.
Danny does need to qualify. He needs to row very hard, and he needs to go to the regattas again this coming year. And at Bled, I understand, is the final qualification for the Paralympics 2012, and so that's the big goal for this year.
A tough challenge, considering most competitive rowers are about half Danny's age.
I'm happy with where I'm at, and like if you asked anybody, getting third in the World Champs, in their first World Champs, is a great achievement. And like it was, but that was then, and like I'm trying to go forward and concentrate on the next thing, but I think we've also got so much more potential. So my long-term goal is still London, so if I medal at London, then I'll really feel that I've achieved something, because that's really what I'm aiming to do. I just got a text saying 11 o'clock in the gym, so all athletes meet in the gym at 11 o'clock, and then we find out the news, good or bad.
Coach Jess Lowe, Genevieve Barrett, Danny McBride.
Ever the Kiwi bloke, Danny shows little emotion when announced that he has made the team.
The under-23 team to attend the under-23 World Championships.
Made it. I was a bit nervous, eh? Yeah, I made the team again to go to the World Champs at Bled, so I'm pretty stoked with that. I was real nervous, eh? Wasn't sure how it was going to go, because I was a bit disappointed with the race this morning, but happy. I mean, obviously they've gone on some history in that as well, and yeah, pretty stoked.
So next is Monday back in training?
Yep, back into it Monday, get a couple of sleep-ins and then back into it.
I'm happy with my life, and I don't really know that I'd change it. If it meant, like if I got offered the use of my legs, if it meant that it would take away certain parts of my life how they were now, I probably wouldn't change it. Life's good.
Right, Danny, come on, dig in there.